Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're featuring another Zodiac watch. This one is the Zodiac Super Sea Wolf Pro Diver, and I think it's a rather funky looking watch. I really like the fact that Zodiac are they're not afraid to show off with some vibrant colours, which makes their watches, I think, stand out really well. And I like the fact that they're willing to do that and take risks with different and more unusual colour layouts. And yeah, I think hats off to them for actually doing that. One thing I would like to say, if you do like the content of my channel, please click the like and subscribe button, as it always helps. So anyway, this one here, it just looks funky. I really like these colours. But before I get too far into it, I have to say a big thank you to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye of Coventry for allowing me to review this watch. I say they're now also not only Seiko dealers, Zin dealers, Doxa dealers, all these other ones, but they now also carry the full Zodiac range. So, you know, if you are after seeing one of these watches actually in the flesh and you're in the Midlands area of the UK, feel free to pop into the shop and have a look at some of their really rather cool stock. If you're a bit further afield, give them a call and I dare say they'll be able to sort you out a watch and get it out to you. So let's have a look at this baby here. This just looks really kind of out there. Dimensions wise, we are talking a 42mm watch by 14.4 millimeters thick by a 50mm lug to lug width and a 20mm bracelet. Now let's get a bit closer to that dial. Let's have a look. Let's move this light a little bit. There we go. Just look at that dial. It is really kind of it just pops. I think it's got some really funky colours going on there, and I think it looks really good for it. As you can see, we've got these snake hands, which are kind of synonymous with the brand, really. I think they really do look kind of funky and cool. Now we have this rather it gives it this orange chapter ring going around here. It gives the dial, I think, a lot of depth. Also the way they've cut out the surround to allow the hour markers to sit in there, it gives it, I think, just it adds another dimension to the watch, to the dial. It really gives it makes it look a bit more 3D. We have these applied hour markers with the orange surround. Now this watch has got plenty of lume, and it's a real cool looking lume. It's a green lume, but it's not also on the hour markers and hands, but it's also on this rather funky bezel. I just think it looks really cool in the dark, this watch. You do have a fair bit of text on here. Zodiac with their crosshairs there, Super Sea Wolf, divers, and the depth rating 300 meters. But you also have this rather important one here, chronometer. So this actually is a full chronometer spec movement. Now it's a bit more unusual, this one, because normally they use their in-house movement, but for some reason they're using the SW200 chronometer spec movement in this watch, which I was surprised at. I did put this on the time grapher and it did a sterling job, as you can imagine, being that it is a chronometer spec movement. I think it was running about 1.5 seconds with a very healthy beat rate, actually. Sorry, not the beat rate, the amplitude was well over 300, so it was really quite healthy. But the only thing, criticism I would say, if I was being picky, and I will be a little bit on this one, I think there is, yeah, they could have possibly got rid of the divers or the automatic just to cut down on a little bit of a text there, but I still think it is a really cool watch. I like the orange hand. The second hand and our hand have got plenty of polishing going on there, but it does look rather cool. Now as we come out from that, you can see we have that really gorgeous sapphire crystal with AR coating on this, and then it comes out this really cool bezel. As I say, it is full of lume. You know, most divers watches rely on the lume pip. God, this watch is just a torch. The whole lot glows at you. So it really is quite cool. Now, you can see we have a coin edge bezel around here, so let's try the movement. Let's hear it. Very solid. tiny little bit of backplate, actually surprisingly little. It is a 120 click bezel, and let's whiz it around to the top and lines up perfectly. I think Zodiac watches, for the price, you're getting a heck of a lot of watch. This watch actually retails for, I think it's £1,349 for a chronometer spec movement. That's actually excellent, I think. But I believe on their website there is also a 10% off code, so you can get this watch in theory for just over 1,200 quid, which is outstanding value. It really is quite cool. Now, as we come around here, we have a very kind of purposeful case. There's no fancy beveling on this or anything. We just have brushwork coming round, and it's a very strong sort of like very macho style looking case with these rather big chunky crown guards. As you can see, the crown is signed with their crosshairs, and yes, it is a screw down crown, as you can hear it pop there. So there's plenty of thread on there, and see how easily it went back in, no problems at all. We look round the back, and unfortunately you don't get to see the movement, which is always a little bit of a shame, but it does have a rather nicely milled or stamped back there. As you can see, there's different textures going on with polishing and what looks like a more rough sandblast finish on the inside there. But overall, it is really substantial. Now, the bracelet on this, the bracelet is rather cool. It is sort of like, you expect it to be a little bit kind of normally when you see a bracelet like this style, a Jubilee style, you expect to see 3 links. But this one has got very thin links, which actually makes it very, very supple. So it is kind of incredibly flexible. It's not screwed, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think it is a pin system. Has it got arrows on the inside? No, it must be split pins, I reckon. I'm not sure on that. I'm not going to take it apart, as it isn't my watch to do so. But the clasp is quite nice, butterfly style. It does have a lead edge air, so when you fold it over, it does look really nice. There is a sticker on there, otherwise that would be a little bit more prominent. It's not scratching, that's just a sticker. So you can see there, which means you have to adjust it. These are quite small links, so you should be able to find a fit which suits you. But I think this is a kind of watch which would scream out for a nice NATO strap or a leather strap on here. I can picture, I've got a black strap with yellow stitching, which I think would look absolutely superb on this watch. Let me put it on my wrist and you get an idea how it looks. Zoom out here. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing a Seiko Saab. Bob's got on the other Zodiac watch actually. Let's take this off. My wrist size is 7¼ inches. So let's place this on here. So that's the only thing, when you put this on, you have to make sure you put one side first. Now, let's see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Now you can see plenty of bracelet size there. So you should be able to get this size for most wrist sizes, sorry. And there you go on my wrist. It doesn't look, I think, too big at all, but I just love the funky colours of some of the Zodiac watches. I love the fact that they're willing to kind of be a little bit different and less conservative than many of the other watch brands, which have to stick to very safe colours. So anyway, there you go. That's my little review of the Super Seawolf Pro Diver. Let me know what you think of it. Okay, guys, all the best, and see you at the next watch review. Take care. Bye.